When we talk about free will, are we just fooling ourselves? Is choosing just pretend with our choices already made by hidden things?
Well, Michelle, think about this. Every time we decide, isn't it shaped by many things like our family, our genes, or what society says? Are we really free if these things are quietly guiding us?
True, Guy, but can our minds help us go beyond these things? Just because they are there doesn't mean they control every move. We have some freedom within those limits.
But Ryan, what about hidden impulses? How often do we decide without knowing why? It's like our minds use past data to choose what we do next.
Sonia makes a good point. If we can't see those hidden thoughts, can we really say our decisions are ours? Or are we just following a script by unknown forces?
If that's true, how can we explain moral responsibility? If our actions are set, can we still be blamed for them? Or do we need to think again about guilt and innocence? So if the universe is like an orchestra, playing music we haven't heard yet, are we part of a big cosmic destiny, following a universal plan?
That's interesting, Michelle. If there's a cosmic plan, maybe our choices are like notes in a set score. But who made this symphony? Is it nature, a god, or something else?
Or maybe, Guy, what we call destiny is just patterns we choose. The universe might have endless possibilities, and we pick the ones that fit us.
But Ryan, can we ever really leave a path set by the stars? Astrology, for example, says our life's plan is influenced by cosmic forces from when we are born. Isn't that a kind of predestination?
Yet, Sonia, if we follow those beliefs, don't we limit our understanding? Maybe cosmic forces are just one part, and human intention can change even the stars' influence.
It's an interesting idea, Guy. But how do we know what's really shaping us? Our lives might be a mix between the cosmic plan and our own free will.
As we go deeper into mind over matter, how does our mind connect with the world? Can focusing our minds really change reality? Or are we following a plan?
Michelle, think about positive thinking or visualization. Some athletes say they do better just by imagining success. Is this changing reality or just aligning with it?
Guy, there is research that shows our expectations can change outcomes, like in placebo effects in medicine. This suggests consciousness can influence the physical world. Isn't that a kind of free will?
But Ryan, how much of this is real and how much is just what we think? If consciousness really changes reality, wouldn't we control our lives more? Maybe it's not about control, but about working with what's there.
Sonia, that's the question, isn't it? If harmony is what we want, maybe our mind is like a radio tuning into something that already exists, not creating something new.
Or is it both? What if our minds are not just tuning in, but also adding new parts to the song? Each choice feels both new and known, like making new music in a familiar song.
Ryan, making new music suggests freedom and creativity, but it still has limits. Are these limits our own choices, or do they come from things we can't see?
Let's talk about the tough part of time and its tricks. Can we change a future that seems open, or are we just actors in a play with a fixed ending?
Michelle, think about this. If time is like a river that only flows forward, maybe we're just going along without control. Each choice could just be another drop in this fixed flow.
Guy, that's an interesting image, but maybe it's not so straight. What if time is like an ocean with many directions? We cannot control the ocean, but we can choose which way to go.
Ryan, even if we can move around in time, who decides the limits of those paths? The past seems strong, it shapes us, and might limit our future choices more than we know.
It's like we're a ship with a set design, and the sea, though big, has routes we follow without thinking. Are these routes our own or paths made by time itself?
And still, couldn't new ideas or discoveries be us finding new ways in the sea, making new paths that ignore the old maps? Each new journey is both a known mystery and a new creation.
If we're making these paths, Ryan, can we really say when a choice is different from fate? Every new choice might feel like freedom, even if it's tied to the past's unseen parts.
So if time is both a teacher and a trickster, what do we learn about our power? Is big change possible, or do we only turn pages in an unchanging book? If evolution gave us free will, is it helping us survive better? Or is free will just a trick to help us thrive?
Michelle, If free will is part of evolution, maybe it's a tool to help us adapt. But is it really free choice or just decisions from our ancestors?
Guy, I think you're making sense. Still, I believe free will has some advantage. It helps us make social decisions, right? Groups with better decision-making may have done better.
But, Ryan, if free will helps us survive, is it really about choice or just looking like we choose in a way that helps us? Maybe choice is just a way to survive better.
Sonia, that's a great point. Looking like we have choices may be part of the illusion. Like any animal, we're led by instincts, shaped by evolution.
Yet how we've evolved could link free will to creativity. Finding new solutions to problems that didn't exist before, does that show a leap in evolution?
But creativity can be just another tool. The mind builds where we thought were blank spaces, only to find paths already set by evolution's past. Aren't we still limited by those paths?
So if free will is a trick for survival, how much of what we do is really free, or just what worked before? Do we change the story of evolution or repeat an old story? As AI starts thinking and deciding, are we letting machines control what happens to us? Is AI taking away our free will or showing us how our will was not free before?
Michelle, look at AI systems like trees with branches. They follow set rules. If we use them, are we just letting them put us in their paths and be predictable?
Guy, AI can guess behavior, but it can also help us decide better. Can it make our choices stronger instead of weaker?
But Ryan, if AI thinks faster and better, why do we need it? Are we giving our choices to something that copies us, maybe leading us places we didn't pick?
Sonia is right. If AI knows what we want more than we do, are we just along for the ride with fake free will that it can control?
But what if AI is just showing us what we really want? Can we understand our free will by seeing what AI thinks?
Or maybe AI shows us how much of life is already set by patterns. It points out where our freedom is if it's real in a world that can be predicted.
So if AI can guess and even influence our choices, is it our tool or controlling us? And as AI grows, do we have less control, or do we find new ways to have power in this tech world? In our final reflections on free will and destiny, can we find a way to bring these ideas together, like two threads in a tapestry? Is it possible that by understanding them, we can weave a clearer picture of our existence?
Michelle, if we see our lives as a tapestry, maybe the threads of our past, shaped by destiny, are fixed. But perhaps the way we weave them through our choices is where free will steps in.
That's an intriguing visual, Guy. Each decision might be like a new color added, blending and enhancing the predetermined patterns. This suggests a dance between fate and choice, doesn't it?
True, Ryan. Yet, even with this weaving, can we ever escape the loom of destiny? Our choices might add flair, but do they change the fabric's ultimate design?
If the loom is destiny, Sonia, maybe our task is to find meaning within its constraints. Our free will could be about finding beauty in the patterns rather than changing them.
Maybe, Guy, we create and follow patterns. We learn to create while respecting destiny's design. That could be our role in the universe.
So in this cosmic tapestry is our aim to understand our role in the weave. Can we be artists of our destiny, mastering free will while reflecting the universe's deeper design?